All right, hot off the press. Today's story is Thick Wick. Is about a superhero, a super agent that I don't know. I guess had various adventures and was trying to save the world. Let's talk about the character. Let's figure out what he may or might look like, even though this is pretty descriptive. Villains, all of that good stuff. This is an exercise in creativity, not in anything else. Let's see what we can do with this and where we can go with it. It's pretty funny. I'm a B movie fan. I like silly stuff, so let's see where this goes. In any case, like, subscribe. Don't forget to comment below. I'm curious to hear. Thick Wick. If they ain't pushing 400 pounds, I ain't moving. The legend of Ronald Wick was once spoken in hushed tones. A phantom, a force of nature, a man who could kill with a damn pencil and bury an army before breakfast. But that was a long time ago. Now, he was just Thick Wick, and the only thing he buried was his face in triple stacked cheeseburgers. The fall of an assassin. After taking down the whatever vicious group of villains that were terrorizing his town, he found himself at a crossroads. The war was over. The blood had dried. The guns were silent. So what the heck do I do now? He muttered to himself. He found his answer in food. What started as a treat yourself moment turned into a full-blown addiction. A scoop of ice cream became a tub. A tub became 5 tubs, and the weight came on big time. Months later, he stood in front of a mirror, barely recognizing himself. His gut hung like a bag of oatmeal. His arms looked like stuffed sausages. His butt resembled a drooping mass of raw meat. That's crazy. And his once iconic suit, it was screaming for mercy. He couldn't even put it on. And the worst part, he had gotten so massive that his arms couldn't even reach far enough to properly wash himself. He tried twisting and turning. He used a back scrubber. He even bought one of those long-handled loofahs with a stick. But the layers of fat were too thick, and eventually he just gave up. It's pretty sad. The crime world laughed. Dog, that ain't Ronald Wick no more. That's Thick Wick. That man smells like a deep fried mattress. I seen his belly button, bro. It's got its own zip code. It's got its own zip code. The worst humiliation, criminals stopped running. They didn't need to. One night, a thug named Ricky Ratface Rodriguez was robbing a vault when Thick Wick showed up. Freeze, Wick said, waddling towards him. But Ricky, whose weight was around 145 pounds, didn't run. He just watched. Wick moved like molasses. His gut bounced. His thighs clapped together like thunder. That's not really thunder. It's clapping. My guy, you need a break? Ricky asked while he was sipping his little juice. Wick did a slow motion punch. This is really slow motion punch. Okay. Ricky stepped 2 inches to the left. The punch, missed. He whiffed. Bro, I ain't even gonna fight you. It ain't worth it. You need a damn salad, not a showdown. And just like that, Thick Wick was officially a joke. But you know what? He didn't care. And he fell asleep standing up. And I'll tell you something funny about this. This is not the story. Falling asleep standing up. I remember being on the train, the subway. People, I guess, who had worked long days, who had long nights, would fall asleep standing up, leaning against the door, because seats were just packed most of the time. And on one occasion, I saw somebody, boom, slide right to the floor. Wake up when he hit the ground. And it's a true story. Anyway, back to the story. He didn't care and fell asleep standing up. A new code of honor. The world begged for his return. A return to his old, nimble self. Wick, we need you. The death serpent cartel is taking over. Is the leader big? Wick asked. He's 290. Nah, I'm good. Click. He hung up. Wick, please. The Crimson Butcher is terrorizing the East Coast. How much does he weigh? 387? Nah, I'm good. Click. He hung up. He had a new rule. If you weren't at 400 or above, you weren't worth his time. His reasoning? Skinny villains just don't understand. They're out there moving quickly, eating protein shakes and quinoa. Ooh, sorry guys. They're out. Skinny villains just don't understand. They are out there moving quickly, eating protein shakes and quinoa, while real ones like me are out here pacing ourselves. You see, most villains weren't evil for the sake of being evil. They were evil because the world had denied them food. That's good reasoning, I assume. Crime bosses, warlords, hitmen, they didn't go into it for power. They got into it for all-you-can-eat buffets. Dick Wick would hear how some of the biggest villains in the game would bond over past trauma. My pops never let me have seconds, one mob boss admitted. Man, my mom used to measure out my cereal in a fucking measuring cup, another said. I never even had a real cake, just rice cakes with powdered sugar. You know how much that messes with a kid's soul, especially on his birthday? Thick Wick understood, and that's why he hesitated to kill a fellow villain, even if he was bad. Or real bad. Like, you know, but the day came and he got the call. My pops never let me have seconds. That's pretty sad. Anyway, Dick Wick understood until the day he got the call. I got sidetracked there for a second. See that in the background? It's watching me. And that one too, right there. They're watching me. So I gotta, you know. Thick Wick battles the mountain. Wick, we got one. Our problem's so damn big, the world needs you. Wick sat up in bed. Talk to me. They call him the Mountain. Leader of the Gluttony Syndicate. Runs an empire built on crime and calories. Wick raised an eyebrow. What's his weight? It's quiet. Because we don't know what he's going to accept at this point, right? We don't know what's going to motivate it. 476. Wick perked up again. 470? 476? His gut trembled with excitement. Why didn't you just lead in with that? Should have said that from the beginning. I'm all in. The battle begins. The mountain's lair was a fortress of food. Golden deep fryers, chocolate fountains, a throne made of burger buns. Thick Wick entered, guns drawn. The Mountain, sitting in his throne, dipping a turkey leg into a bowl of nacho cheese, enjoying himself. Thick fucking Wick, he said, licking his fingers. I don't lick my fingers. I don't like to do it personally. You can do it if you like it. I don't. It's not my thing. Thick fucking Wick, he said, licking his fingers. Wick nodded. What the hell are you eating? Fried lasagna sandwiches. Wick hesitated. Fried lasagna sandwiches. That sounds good as hell. It is, the Mountain said. For a moment, the world stopped. Two gods of gluttony stared each other down. Then the war began. Wick rolled forward, or at least he tried. His belly hit the floor first, and he had to push himself back up. The Mountain charged. Two huge forces collided. Chairs broke. Floorboards cracked. The earth trembled. Thick Wick threw another punch, like the one he threw earlier. The Mountain caught it in his rolls. You ain't ready, Wick. You ain't ready, Wick. The Mountain headbutted him. Wick staggered. Damn, man. Why'd you have to do that? Trying to give me CTE? Then Wick pulled out his gun. The Mountain pulled out a double-barreled breadstick. They fired. Bullets. Bread. Blood everywhere. Butter spraying all over the place. It was chaos. Until Wick saw her. Madame Muffin Top. She was the Mountain's wife. 6'2", 450 pounds of power. She watched the battle swooning. And Wick realized he wouldn't be able to beat the Mountain with guns nor punches. He'd beat him with trickery. That night, Thick Wick slid into Madame Muffin Top's DMs. Interesting, he's using technology. You ever seen a man crush a watermelon with his butt? She responded instantly. Pull up. For 3 days and 3 nights, they snacked and planned to take over. And on the 4th day, she agreed. I want you to have the Mountain's throne, and I'm your way in. The next morning, the Mountain, I don't know where he was, why he was gone for 4 days, but he was probably out doing crime or something, I don't know. That part of the story was left out, maybe something we can expand on. The next morning, the Mountain walked into his chamber, only to see Thick Wick sitting in his chair, eating his lasagna sandwich. You son of a bagel, the Mountain growled. Wick snickered. Your wife calls me Big Daddy Tommy. This is my kingdom now. The Mountain fell to his knees. His empire was lost. Wick stood up, his gut rippling with victory. I win. And with that, Thick Wick was officially the new controller of crime, but only for the overweight villains. The new controller of crime. Okay, fine, so the story's over. So I'm imagining that he either switched from being a good guy to being a bad guy, controlling crime, or he's a good guy who can now, because of his position, can control crime and actually make it not happen. So, in any case, that's the story. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's expand on this. Seems like a halfway decent story. Be well.